Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Brad Tolkin, who is the co-chairman and CEO of World Travel Holdings. We are here at DARE 2019, the conference on Symphony of the Seas, and this is Insider Travel Report. Brad, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Alan. Great to be here again, and thank you for joining us again this week on our national conference for our franchise division.
Thank you. Let's talk about World Travel Holdings in the big picture. I know you are a dominant force in the cruise industry, and all your holdings are based to support that. Let's talk a little bit about them, please.
Correct. World Travel Holdings wants to be the dominant cruise distributor in the world, and we think we are today. Most of our competitors are privately held, so it's hard to validate everyone's numbers, but year after year, regardless of awards that are granted, the cruise line companies, the big cruise line companies, say we are the go-to company. So when they need help to fill those cabins, it's WTH who they call. And so our assets are diversified in North America and the United States, and we're now in Canada and Mexico as well. We have three primary distribution divisions. One is what we call our partner network. We handle such valued accounts as Priceline, American Airlines, Delta, BJ's, the Wholesale Club, United Airlines. I can go on, in fear of forgetting one. I'm just going to stop here and just highlight a few. One thing that happened to us just most recently on October 1 of this year, we picked up another large account, RCI. They were handled by one of our competitors. RCI is the largest timeshare organization in the United States, and cruise is a very, very big part of what their customers enjoy. And so we just took over that account as of October 1. In addition to that, we have what we call our owned brands, brands like Cruises Only, Cruises.com, 1-800-Cruises, Cruise 411, so many different brands and owned. And then what we now call our B2B division, business-to-business division, we have the same three brands that we've had in the past several years, and that's CruiseOne, Cruises Inc., and Dream Vacations.
Which is why we're here.
In addition to that, we think we have the best social media and review site now in the industry, and that's called cruiseline.com. And then we have a company called Resort for a Day, and Resort for a Day basically caters to cruisers. That is our 100% of our audience today on Resort for a Day. And what we do is we give the cruiser who's been to many of these ports over and over and over the opportunity to enjoy a resort as a guest of that resort would enjoy it when they are there. And we negotiate rates, and they have lounge chairs, and they have beach access, they have dining room access, they can charge to their bill, and they can feel like a guest. And lastly, we have become a major cruise distributor in the United Kingdom, where this year we'll sell close to $200 million worth of cruise sales out of the United Kingdom.
Now, also, it was announced by your marketing department, their direct mail is now going to be, there's a new an association, new partnership with who?
With Travel Leaders Group. So Travel Leaders Group is the largest consortia in the United States, maybe in the world. And we were never a part of a consortia, and we looked at there's several large ones in the United States. And we're not owned by Travel Leaders. This is a multi-year agreement.
An outsource?
And we're very excited about it. It's got to be a two-way street. Both organizations have to win. It's early in the relationship, but so far the signs are great.
But cruising isn't everything but land now. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, actually, the first company my brother Jeff and I acquired when we re-entered the travel business, we used to own a company called Travel Impressions, and we sold that back in 1998 to American Express. And Jeff and I both worked for American Express through 2001, and then we had to fulfill a non-compete. But the first division we bought was actually this company in the West Coast, in Petaluma, California, called Villas of Distinction. And Villas of Distinction is a high-end high-end luxury distributor of villas. It's a magnificent little company for us. It's expanding. We've acquired other villa companies over the years, one being Bravo, which is an Italian distributor of villas, another being Linda Smith, which specializes in Jamaica. So villas is a very important division. It's, as I said, where Jeff and I started back into the industry. In addition to that, because of our franchisees and because of the advisory council that is so engaged with our network, about 7 or 8 years ago, the murmuring started to kick in. We want to sell more than just cruise. And 7 or 8 years ago, Alan, other than the villa division, it was less than $1 million of non-cruise for us, of resort vacations and other types of vacations.
And this was before Dream Vacations was a name.
This was before Dream Vacations.
At this point, Cruises Inc. and CruiseOne.
We were just CruiseOne and Cruises Inc. CruiseOne being the franchise company and Cruises Inc. being our hosted agency network. And so we started to add land, okay? And then we actually changed the tagline of CruiseOne to say Dream Vacations Start Here. Right. And so that came a couple of years later, and land became a $5 million piece of our business and a $10 million. And then sometime about four and a half years ago, I might be slightly off in my timing, we said... We sat down and as an organization, and we said we should create another brand that speaks to more than just cruise. And it was actually Rosemary Reed who said, why don't we see if Dream Vacations is available, since that's already in our tagline, Dream Vacations Start Here. And just luckily, Delta Airlines, that used to have Delta Dream Vacations, they gave up the URL dreamvacations.com, and it was for sale. It was a 6-figure number, so it was not something you picked up.
You had to think about it a little bit.
We had to think about it, and we went for it.
You took a dare.
We took a dare. We took a challenge, and I think this is the third full year of Dream Vacations being a brand. I could be off by a little bit, but third full year, I believe. And in the first year that we had both Dream Vacations and CruiseOne, we offered both in our franchise disclosure document, but 99% of the new franchisees chose the Dream Vacations brand. Today, while we don't offer that brand inside the legal disclosure, the franchise disclosure document, if anyone wanted to come to us, because our legal name is actually CruiseOne. Okay, so that name is in as a legal name in the franchise agreement. But if anyone wanted that, we would absolutely provide them that opportunity to be a CruiseOne. But everyone today is joining as Dream Vacations. But but CruiseOne still represents about 20% of our network.
Well, but I myself, if I were to be a travel advisor, I would like all the TV national exposure of Dream Vacations that you've been getting lately.
And we think we never had national exposure prior to having the Dream Vacations name, because I think the people that wanted to expose themselves with a travel company did not want to be solely focused on cruise. And so the opportunities for national exposure have come along because we have the Dream Vacations name.
Oh, great. Okay, 2019's ending, 2020, what are your forecasts?
So a lot of people talk about next year's a presidential year. Okay. And because of a presidential year, there's going to be a lot of noise, and it's more challenging. We actually look back just at the most recent 2 election cycles, 2012 and 2016, and we did not see any real changes in those years versus the year prior and the year subsequent. And so we're not forecasting any bumpiness due to the election. Having said that, we're now in a decade-plus bull economy run. And the prognosticators have been predicting for the last 2 years that we are going to go into a more challenging economy. We have no idea if we are going to, but at some point, we are a cyclical economy. We will go into a more challenging environment. What we are seeing, Alan, to answer your question more specifically, which we did not see in 17, 18, and 19, is we are seeing pricing not going up as much as it did for the subsequent year at this time in a year. And so we're seeing some price pressure right now. Having said that, I can't blame that on the cyclical economy or anything else, but we've had some great price increases in 17 and 18 and 19, and it was time for, I don't think compensation, salaries have increased to the same extent that prices have increased. And so our transaction volume is very good, very strong. We're not seeing any pullback in the consumer wanting to travel. We are seeing some price pressure.
We have a lot of travel advisors looking now. We're up to 97,000 plus. What would you like them to know?
This is my 40th year in this industry. I love every moment that I'm in the industry. I always use, I don't know why I pick on the pencil manufacturing people, but I could probably have been successful in manufacturing pencils, but why wouldn't I choose something where I can fulfill someone else's dream and make money too? This is the best industry to be in.
Amen. Wait, let's say goodbye to everybody. Mic drop. Thank you very much. This is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.